Well, hello. How are you guys this afternoon? Today, we're going to talk about hell. Hell is not a good, fun, and cozy conversation, but it needs to be had. So, stay tuned. We're going to talk.
In your life.
And what does he do with that stronghold? What is his mission? The obvious, to keep us from heaven. But the devil, as you described, is doing so much more than that. It's not just on a mission to capture our soul, to keep us from our heavenly home.
Amen.
He's on a mission to destroy.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I saw the real hell. I was there. And I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. I don't care what a person has done to me. I would never wish that on them. But for me, the way it went is that I thought that I was having a heart attack. And my spirit left my physical body. And I thought that I was going upward, but because thought I had done so much good in this lifetime and helped so many people and made so many decisions that were godly decisions. But as opposed to me going up, I went down, and I went literally into the center of the earth, and that's where hell is. Jesus even said that in the scriptures. He says, just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a whale, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth, which is where hell is. The things that I saw were literally undescribable, and it just makes me emotional every time I talk about it. But it was one of the things that I saw that just blew me away was there's a man on all fours like a dog. He was burned from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, and his eyes were bulging out. And what was worse than that is that he had a chain around his neck. So he was like a dog in hell. And what was even worse than that is that who was holding the chain? It was a demon holding the chain. And I knew because they're not said, they're known. It's like a telepathic communication. I knew that this demon was sent in this man's life to ride him from his childhood until the time that he died, because the demon knew that if I could stay in his life long enough on the earth, if I can keep getting him to not serve God and to make bad decisions on the earth, then I'll have power over him in hell, and he'll be a slave to me. So it's like twice a slave. It's like you're a slave on the earth to the things of the devil, and then in hell you're really like a tormented dog slave. And then there was another part that I experienced that just blew me away. It still baffles me to this day. There was a section in hell where music was playing. And it was the same music that we hear on the earth, but as opposed to entertainers singing it, the music demons were singing it. And it was some of the same lyrics that we hear here. And then again, things, like I said, things are not telepathically, things are telepathically known there. I knew that on earth, a lot of the lyrics and the music and the songs are inspired by demons. So sometimes when people smoke to get high and to get lyrics and to get verses and rappers and all those things. So in a lot of music, people actually smoke to get high, to get verses and to get bars and to be hot and to be fresh and to get that swag. But when they open themselves up to a false high, it's like illegal access into the spirit realm. They actually come in contact with demons who give them lyrics for the purpose of controlling people on the earth. So here, music is for like to get over a breakup. Don't worry, be happy. I busted windows out your car, or under my umbrella, or whatever. Every lyric to every song is to torment you as to the fact that you didn't worship God through music when you were on the earth. So it's like, you had a chance to worship him in church and worship him at home and worship him through music, but you chose to worship Satan by repeating the lyrics that he inspired to come into the earth. So there's people there for that, because music is very controlling. And I was angry with God, because it's like, how did I do this much good and I'm actually in hell? Well, I lifted up out of hell, and I came back on the earth, and God began to speak to me. I actually saw the real Jesus. I saw him, and he began to speak to me, and he said, you have been secretly upset with the people that hurt you, You have been hoping that I would punish the people that hurt you. He said, these are not your people, these are my people. He says, I only want you to focus on the assignment that I'm giving you because I want to do something through you that the world hasn't seen. And so the root of it is that although I did good, I gave a lot to people, I did a whole lot of good things. The thing that I had in my heart was unforgiveness towards people who had did me wrong. Because a person that can't forgive is a person that's forgotten how much they have been forgiven of. So that's my experience with hell. Hell is a real place, and I don't believe that God doesn't send people to hell. People send themselves to hell. And whatever's still left inside of you that God has been trying to get out of you that you die with, that's going to determine where you go. God's going to want to know, did you learn to love well? Did you learn to forgive well? Did you serve me well? Did you do something greater than your life? Did you do anything that has eternal significance, or is everything selfish? So I thank God for the light. It was Jesus, because of that light, I won't see any more days.
This video basically to give an account and explain to you guys what exactly I experienced. And that's pretty much it. So on March 22nd, 2017, I went to sleep late that night, and when I went to sleep, I ended up my soul, my spirit ended up basically in this room with this dark room. There was two individuals in a room. I don't believe that they were people. It just seemed like they were kind of talking about something like about God, but they weren't talking about him. I couldn't really remember what they were talking about. And one of them had pulled out a joint, basically, like he was like about to smoke a joint. I remember knocking out the joint out of his hand. But for me to do that, I had to get up from the position I was laid in, because I was laid vertically on like my couch, but in the same place, in this place where I was also laid the same exact way. And as I knocked it out of his hand, I fell over. When I fell over, I literally ended up in this place. And this place was just a place of outer darkness. It was complete darkness. It was nothing but darkness. I couldn't see anything in front of me. I couldn't see my hands in front of me. I couldn't see or even feel like as if I had any kind of knowledge of where I was or the place I was in. And I was like even trying to pull my hands in front of me, and I couldn't see my hands in front of me. And as I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because, even in this world, like when you're trying to look through something, you give it a moment expecting for like, your vision to adjust and for you to see more clearly, like if it's in the dark or whatever. And so I'm waiting to see for it to adjust and to see more clearly. And it remained complete darkness. And I'm talking about thick darkness. And like maybe within a minute or so of being there, like a small light began to dim a little bit behind me, as if it was something. I don't know if the light was from me or if it was a small light behind me that was allowed me to see began to open up, allow me to see where I was and what I was seeing. And the thing that I was seeing was the most horrifying, terrifying thing that anybody could ever account for in this world. And what I mean by that is what I had seen was literally a sea of people, and the people were just in silhouettes. So it seemed as if though this was a place where those who had just died are now coming up from, and you're now seeing the sea of people who are all coming up and who have either passed or they died or they're here for the most part. These are people that are here, and there's no physical descriptions of them. They're just literally silhouettes. Like it's almost like they're I can only see their shadow image of them, and they're in front of me and they're around me. And you're talking about trillions of people. As far as my eyes can see, if you ever attended a concert or any public gathering, or even looked at through TV and you've seen large amounts of people all in one place, or in a place where as you look ahead, you see like a large crowd. You can still pretty much see past people. You can see a landscape still. This place was so many people that the landscape was people. As far as my eyes can see, there were people. As far to my left and to my right, as far as I can see, I'm seeing people. And everybody there is no interaction amongst us. Nobody's interacting with anybody. And immediately the fear that was there, it was like it was controlling the environment. It was like at that moment I had nothing but questions. I was trying to figure out where I was, why am I here? wow, first of all, why the appearance and the setting was so scary in itself that I'm trying to figure out, what is this? What's going on? Am I in a dream? Like, what's going on? What's happening? And as soon as I begin to try to figure out what's going on, and right now I'm at from this moment on, I'm at a very, very, very high level of fear, and it remained that way the entire time. And it wasn't because nothing actually about the experience made it scary. Fear was literally just a part of my being. I could not be nothing but absolutely scared. And I'm talking about scared or fear, like to the point where when somebody just scares you, you get immediately scared. You may burst out, you may yell or something because you're scared, and then it begins to come down. But I'm talking about fear that stays at that level, as if somebody had you just got caught at the highest point of how scared you were, or what fear you had, and that's all that you have the entire time. It doesn't come down. So you're like, feel like as if you basically shouldn't be able to breathe, or be normal, even handle yourself to assess anything, or to use your cognitive skills or anything like that.
Guys,
because
I hope you're enjoying your afternoon today. Today we're going to talk about hell. Hell, it's a subject nobody likes to talk about. Everybody don't really have a good feeling or thought about hell, and no one wants to go there. However, I don't believe, in my opinion, that people recognize what could possibly send them to hell. And it's all because people are living the way they think they should. They live in their best life. And your best life is what's going to cause you to go to hell. Hell is not meant for humans, but it was meant for fallen angels. Unforgiveness. Nobody likes to talk about it because we all have deep roots that have built it up since childhood in our lives, where it's hard for us to forgive, me included. I have people that hurt me and made a fool out of me, embarrassed me, and I had someone at one of my jobs that bullied me. I have things that have happened to me, and it's hard to forgive. It's extremely hard, especially if you had a parent that maybe molested you, raped you, or knew that you were getting molested or raped and decided not to do anything about it, to comfort you, anything. These are the things that the devil has set up for us to hold in our heart so that we can have anger and resentment. These are the things that can make a person sin because they feel unwanted, neglected. But at the end of the day, God said we have to forgive. And I know you wondering, well, how can I forgive if I can't let go? You know how they have a term where they say forgive and forget. Well, newsflash, that don't work. That don't work. You can't forgive and forget, because if I'm still reminding myself every single day that I've been abused, hurt, it's no way that I can forget that. It's no way that I can forget it if it's in my heart. So what you have to do is you have to look at it from the point of view of them not knowing that they were going to affect you in that way, because we're all human beings and we make mistakes all the time. Sometimes people are unaware of what they're doing. Sometimes they do know. That happens because someone hurt them first, and hurt people. And the reason I'm bringing up forgiveness is because this is the one that I battle with, especially coming from my testimony. I had a lot of people in my life that hurt me purposely, and I was hating them, and I was hating them so bad that I was considering dabbling into witchcraft. I had an ex-boyfriend that put his hands on me. He beat me. He was cheating on me. He wasn't paying no bills. He wasn't doing nothing. He just decided to hurt me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put a spell on him. I did. I'm being honest with you guys and transparent. This stuff is wrong, and it will send you straight to hell. Even if you had a father that abandoned you as a child, those things are scars that's on your heart. And it's hard for you to forgive and forget. So you're going to have to let that go. That term is not right. You cannot forgive and forget. You just gonna have to chuck it up as it is what it is. It's okay. If you need to get counseling, get your counseling. I have gotten that too. Get what you need to get. Move forward. Period. Because while you over here mad, hooping and hollering, crying and screaming, they over there living their life. They don't even know you're mad. That's how sick this thing is. Another thing that society is dealing with at this point, and it be a whore. That's basically what it is. There's no way on this planet that you're supposed to just hop, scoop, scop, all this on whoever you want. That is ridiculous. A woman should not be sleeping around. I am so sorry, but I'm not sorry. You should not be sleeping around with everybody. And you definitely should not be married, sitting up here bringing somebody into your bedroom. Period. Where do it say that's okay at in the Bible? Point it to me so I can see it. It's not. It's so many people going to hell every second of the day. It's ridiculous. Nobody is telling you guys what you need to do. I know you guys think the Bible is strict and being a Christian is strict, but in fact it is. Every religion have their rules and regulations, and I suggest you learn God's rules and regulations. He says that in his word. If you love me, follow my commandments. You not getting up in heaven while y'all putting on everybody obituary that they went to heaven. It's a lie out of the pit of hell. You're not getting in heaven lying, screwing, thieving, killing, junking and jiving. You're not. I'm not. Our life has to be a sacrifice to God because he sacrificed his life for us. So we have to act like we got some sense, and we have to live according to his word. That's just what it is. I hate to sound like I'm a mean person, because I'm really not. I'm really a loving person. But in fact, Jesus talked about hell way more than heaven. Okay? He talked about that. He talks about it's a narrow path to heaven. And going to hell is a wide path. Please don't do that. I never had a vision of hell, and I'm thankful because I don't even think I can understand or articulate what I would see. So I don't even want to go. I don't even want to see. But I know one thing. I can't go to heaven being like everybody else. I have to be set apart. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be set apart. I'm not perfect. So guys, I hope we can get it together. And I hope that I see you guys in heaven. I hope we can all meet in heaven. Especially the ones that I love. I have an issue with talking to people sometimes and telling them about God when I know that they like in a different religion, and that's not right. I am supposed to talk to everyone that I can, or their blood will be on my hands. So I'm working on that, and I just hope you guys pick up that Bible and start reading. And don't just open the book and say, oh, I'm going to read here. I think it's best for you to read from the beginning, because then you will get an understanding of God and you will build a relationship just as I love you guys. And I hope you took that with love. I'm passionate about this. This is the only thing that I'm working for at this point. It's helping the kingdom of God move forward. I don't care about anything else. I really don't. So guys, I hope you have a good day. And think about what I said. Don't be so quick to disagree. Just take a moment and pray and ask God to show you the way. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.
The Euphrates River continues to dry up as prophesied within the Bible. This is an amazing footage I came across from 2020 in comparison to 2021 in the same spot. You'll see right now, here's 2020. You'll see how full it is, and you'll see here in a moment just the level that it's dropped to. Just absolutely seeing Bible prophecy in front of our eyes. And this we know will come to pass because of Revelation 16:12, when the sixth angel pours out his vial on the river Euphrates, and the water therefore is dried up, so the kings of the east can be prepared. So that was 2020, and as you can see here, 2021, and the river is completely dried up. We aren't at the part of Revelation where the angels are pouring out their vials, but it's moving towards this time. And I believe that this is a foreshadowing, God giving a warning for people to actually see that the Bible is real and to get their hearts completely right before the angel pours his vial on the river and it's completely dried up, and the four angels that are bound there are loosed, that will cause absolute havoc upon the earth as mentioned in Revelation 9:13 through 15.